Taylor, let's just start without dumping all of it in here. What were you most interested in seeing tonight, knowing we weren't really going to see much from the starters? You weren't going to get to see the Drake May, A.J. Brown connection, weren't going to see the new revamped offensive line, and what were you most interested in coming in?
The biggest thing for me was the rookie class and how they were going to perform. Caleb Omu, I don't really do a lot of my trench stuff, especially for the offensive line live on game days, but I wanted to at least see where Caleb Omu lined up, how they used him, if Gabe Jacas flashed, and I thought he did. Eli Raritan, my guy. Tanner Arkin, my guy. I wanted to see them in action, and those damn bootlegs, man, they could not get them going, but they were trying to get the ball in Eli Raritan's hands. And then Karan Prunty, wanted to see whether or not he was going to give anything up, make some plays or something like that. And Quintavious Hutchins, who I really am not high on the edge position right now, especially after you get past the top three in Draymond Jones, Elijah Ponder, and Gabe Jacas. So I wanted to see him potentially make some plays, although he was kind of quiet. But really, that was it. The rookie class was the big one. And then the guard depth, I was going to be curious how that looked. Yeah. And damn, they lost Ben Brown. They lost Andrew Rupsich. So that was pretty tough, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be my number one takeaway. You can take snapshots of the game in general and say this guy had a couple of good plays, couple you'd like to have back. And there's certainly some stuff to draw from. But I guess in a game where you're really only seeing second and third stringers, it's a test of your depth and what you have. And you can really, really see the areas where they are lacking. For sure, as you said, the edge depth chart behind the first couple of guys, linebacker in general, interior offensive line. Those are areas where it's going to be a little bit scary if they lose a body or two. And even if they don't, whether they're going to be able to hold up there. So we'll go piece by piece. Let's start with I guess I'm not going to say the prize rookie, but the guy people are excited to see, Gabe Jacas, since he showed up after his weird little contract situation, Taylor, and his knee and all of that stuff. It's been generally positive in terms of what we've seen from camp. He kind of jumped right in within a couple of days. He seemed like he was ramped up and ready to go. And he starts here tonight and he plays, several snaps, and you could see him. He featured prominently in what was going on here with a couple of good plays. A couple of times he maybe got sucked in on an Anthony Richardson run or two. But what was your overall impression of him? Because again, at camp, he's a guy it's hard to take your eyes off of because he's so friggin' big and he's so physical and he's just kind of an impressive looking dude. And we see him out here, getting after it a little bit. What did you think?
I thought it was positive overall. He had a couple plays where he was able to push the pocket with that power, which is the foundation of what the Patriots like to do in the pass rush. So nice to see him actually apply that against another team. The first time he did it, didn't allow Anthony Richardson to really follow through on that. The first interception he had where it ends up high on a short throw. The receiver isn't able to bring it in. Then Kindle Vildor picks it off. So did that a couple of times that I noticed. Also had a really nice run stuff early on in the game where he set the edge on outside zone and forced it back into the teeth of the defense. Also made a couple plays look like on special teams. I'm not sure if he drew an illegal block in the back necessarily, but he did flash a couple of times. And we talk about the defensive side of that for Gabe Jacas, but I think it's important that we also acknowledge he could be a killer on special teams with his skill set. He's a pretty explosive guy for as big as he is. So I'm kind of excited to see that part of his game now even more. And then the negative, of course, it's his first preseason game. There's going to be good. There's going to be bad. He did get sucked in on a couple of those zone reads to Anthony Richardson. And, you'd like that not to happen when you're coming from college where you're seeing, read option all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to kill him for that. It's a coaching point. We'll see what happens in the next preseason.
He set the edge once, I thought, on one run where he did a really good job keeping it inside. But yeah, he did bite a couple times.
Yeah, and then there was one play where he did push the pocket, but then Anthony Richardson was able to get out of the pocket and scramble for a productive gain there. So not a perfect day again for Gabe Jacas, but I think you saw the things you wanted to see was the power, the physicality, and the versatility to not just do it on defense, but also show up in the fourth phase.
Yeah, he bench pressed the right tackle one time,
That's all right. It's third phase.
Yeah, you just loved it. You love to see that sort of stuff there for sure. So again, first game, you expect it and this and that. Are you expecting just what you've seen in the short, little bit of camp, little bit here? I mean, he sink or swim might be in line to start here. I mean, I wonder. Oh, you don't think so?
Not yet. I'm not saying by November, December he couldn't really be pushing for a starting spot. I'm not going to go that far, but I still think he's going to have to earn it at least throughout September and maybe through October, because like he's new to the system.
Yeah.
Elijah Ponder's been here. The coaching staff really likes him. Draymond Jones is getting paid enough money that you can assume he's going to play as many downs as humanly possible for kind of an aging edge defender. So I Agnes is going to be in the mix. I'm not saying that he's going to be riding the bench or anything like that, but I don't think he's going to be a starter early in the season.
Someone here saying give Swinson some love. Swinson was out there in in the second half though, with those guys. So I don't know if that bodes well necessarily in terms of his overall standing. It seemed like the majority of his reps came in the second half. I could be mistaken.
I believe so. Yeah, I can check some of his stats right now and his participation. So Braden Swinson ended up playing total. He played the sixth most snaps among Patriots players.
Yeah.
I believe he played the actually I think he tied for the most. So he was playing for a long time, and he finished the game. Let me look at his stats really quickly. 3 tackles. It looked like he got a few pressures as well, had a batted pass. I'm trying to think. I had him down for one specific play. Let me look it up on my Twitter so I make sure that I'm doing him the justice that he deserves.
Bobby Manning in the house.
Hey, Bobby, what's up, handsome? Yeah, I mean, there was that one run where he really was fired up midway through the fourth quarter, so give me credit there. And so that was the play I really liked, where the context of the batted pass. Earlier on in the drive, we actually saw Braden Swinson playing off-ball linebacker in the Patriots stack 4-3. Stack 4-3 is just you got the 4 down linemen, 3 stack linebackers behind them. Usually that off-ball guy is a Harold Landry or an Elijah Ponder. That's usually who we see there. Swinson has the athleticism where I can see why he did it. And the run kind of bounced to his side. Now, in his defense, Jeremiah Farms just flew upfield, which is pretty irresponsible, and created the lane. And then Swinson wasn't able to get to the running back and bring him down. And, I'm not killing him for that either. He doesn't play off-ball a lot. I think it's the first time I've seen him do that. So understandable, maybe his instincts aren't great there. And he didn't miss egregiously, but later on in the drive, that 4th down with the Colts trying to get into the end zone, did a great job to bat down the pass after winning inside. So yeah, hell yeah. Credit to to Braden Swinson. I'm sorry. He's batted a few passes, I think, this summer, and like everybody in that depth edge group has flashed, but no one's done it consistently. But I mean, the preseason games are when you put it on tape and they matter a lot more than those practices do necessarily. So credit to him. Jesse Luketa had a couple of quick pressures as well, so I want to tip my cap to him. So let's see if they can build on it in preseason games to come.
Prize Picks, and it's a scorching sports summer. You can make all your picks here on Prize Picks. Women's basketball, baseball, you know what's going on. They've been cooking all summer, but you've also got every football preseason game. We're in it. We have started. We have begun. Football season is here. Also, tennis slams, golf tournaments on the horizon. No better place for all your summer sports picks than Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Thing I love, super easy to follow. Whether you're into a sport, not into a sport, I started definitely watching a lot more women's basketball and playing along with Prize Picks this summer. Just pick more or less 2 to 6 player stats. I submitted a lineup earlier with a couple of games from the W. I forgot to check in to see how I'm doing there because I was watching this preseason game here. But again, get in on the action, makes watching the games more exciting. And as we said, football preseason is here. No better place to run your game than Prize Picks. All you have to do, download the app, code CLNS, get $150 instantly in your lineups. If you win your first $5 lineup, once again, download the app today, code CLNS, get $150 instantly in your lineups. If you win your first $5 lineup, Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. And how did I do? Not great.
How did I do? Let's see. I had.
Well, I'll get to you later. I promise.
Yeah. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Tweet it out. Didn't I? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You did.
Find
you
it.
did. Let me get. I'll get back to yours in a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think I missed on Raritan.
I think anytime Anthony Richardson is here, we need to place more on whatever the rushing yards is. I got such bad PTSD every time he kept the ball. I was just like, oh, that terrible feeling.
So I was going to go more on rushing. I had it. You couldn't. So in the preseason, you can't stack player projections. I was going to go more on rushing and less on, scrap the less on passing. But then I was like, what if they just told him, like, dude, it's preseason. We do not want you to run. We know you can run. Don't even try to extend plays. Just stay in the pocket, throw it away. If you have to escape pressure, that's fine. But please, let's just not do this here. So I thought maybe by design he wouldn't, but he did. And he's a scary dude. And he can run there. Chisholm, Tommy Cutlets, of course, had his touchdown pass there. So happy to see that, but I'll get him next time for sure.
Make sure to subscribe to our new channel, Patriots Newsfeed on CLNS, giving you clips, behind-the-scenes footage, and much more. And as always, keep it here, our Patriots on CLNS for our full podcast videos.